David said the Lord sent him out there. See, so if David would have rose up and had his head cut off, he'd have been out of the will of the Lord. And so what David decided to do, instead of going out there and going off on him and holding bitterness and a grudge and all that kind of stuff and retaliating against him, David forgave him and kept on walking. Kept on going because he realized he was being tested of the Lord. I'm going to tell you, the Lord tests you. Amen. He don't tempt you, but he tests you. Amen. There is one that stands among you. He's going to baptize you with the Holy Ghost and with fire. That fire is some fiery trials that you go through. I know it's the infilling of the Holy Ghost, but it's also fiery trials that you have to go through in this life. That God is burning those imperfections out and testing you to see how your heart's going to be. Think about Joseph. Sold into slavery by his own brothers. Taken down to Egypt land. Serves in the house faithfully and brings all goodness on the house. Then he's wrongfully accused. Thrown into prison. Then he prophesies over people and they get out. Or one of them gets out anyway. And stays there 2 more years after that. All the time professing that God is faithful. He didn't hold a grudge. When his brothers came down into Egypt land, he received them right on in, loved them, blessed them, took care of them from that point on. He didn't have to. He could have been like Saul. He could have just stiffened his neck and cut them all off. He had all power in Egypt. That could have been the end of them. He could have wiped them off the face of the earth, but he didn't. My Bible said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I will repay. That's why you're not supposed to judge people and pass sentence on them, because God's going to take care of it. He said he's going to take care of it. And when you start moving in those things, see, when we see Saul back there trying to kill David, you do the same thing with your mouth. Character assassination and running people down. That's what Jesus said. When you hate your brother in your heart, you've already committed murder against him. Is that what Jesus said? Amen. That's what he said. And so, see, we all come to this place, and we're not going to go on into it this morning, but David ends up coming back and getting his kingdom back. And this same guy's out there waiting for him when he comes and falls down on his knees and begs him to have mercy on him. And David tells him, I'm going to have mercy on you. I ain't even worried about you. God has given me my kingdom back, and I'm going back to Jerusalem. You do whatever you want to, because I'm going back to get what God has for me. Right. See, he's already humbled my enemy before me. Go ahead now. But if he would have struck out at him, then it wouldn't have turned out good for him. So what do? See, we got to play a part in this. You got to walk out your own salvation. You got to work it out with fear and trembling, what the Bible says. And so we got people that preaches predestination and all these things, and God has made all the choices for you and all that. No, he ain't. That's against the nature of God. Ain't nothing predestined. It's foreknown. God knows everything that's going to happen, but he ain't said this one's going to be saved and that one ain't. That ain't how it goes. You got a choice as you walk in today. Right. Now, before you were saved, you didn't have no choice. You was a slave to sin. You had to follow whatever it said. But Romans the 7th chapter says that you ain't in that no more. You've been freed from it. That's right. And so when somebody comes up and offends you today, you got a choice. You can choose to forgive that person, or you can choose to hold on to it. So when you choose to hold on to it, you say, come on, devil. We're going to be in covenant together. I believe your word over God's word. And so me and you going to run together. And I ain't worried about you, God, because you're not going to repay. And I know your word says forgive, but I'm not doing that because you just don't understand what this person has done to me. Or you can move over here on this side when the opportunity comes. You put your arm around the Lord and say, Lord, we're in covenant. I know you're going to repay. You forgave me a whole bunch, and so I'm going to forgive them. All right. Now see, this can be carried out into all kind of things, into all kind of places, and that's just one of them. But my Bible says the weapons of your warfare are not carnal, but they're mighty to the tearing down of strongholds. Some of you folk in here this morning got people that you've been hating for years. I'm telling you, unforgiveness holds both of y'all in bondage, because the word said that if you don't forgive them, that the sin ain't been forgiven, and now both of y'all are tied up in it. You in unforgiveness, and they in the sin that you ain't forgiven them of. And it just keeps going on. And on, and on, and on. And now, every time you think about that person, they come before your mind. There's some of you think about right now. It just rises up inside of you, and you think about what you'd like to do to them and how they wronged you. You don't have to keep on carrying that mess with you no more.
All right.
You can lay it at the foot of the cross and leave it there and bless God. This place. That's not Daryl followed the Spirit this morning and read what Jesus said. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He's anointed me to come and proclaim. To bring you up out of the prison house. See, because your unforgiveness and all those things will hold you in prison. Right. And you won't be able to walk in what God has called you to walk in. Some of you are mad at your parents and the way they raised you, the things that they did, and you still holding a grudge against them. You got unforgiveness against people that you used to be married to that did you wrong, that committed adultery against you or whatever it is that they did. You got people on your job that they don't pull their load, they don't do what they're supposed to do, and they run you down and stab you in the back all the time.
Come on.
You got a neighbor that stole some of your stuff, and you know they're the one that stole it. They won't admit it, and they just went on about it, and they smile in your face every time you see them. Did I miss anybody? I can think of some more stuff.
I think you covered.
So think about them people this morning. And think about that when you hold that unforgiveness, the hedge comes down around you and you open yourself up to demonic forces to begin to come in and to chip away and destroy your life. Now he's going to destroy their life and your life. Because he's a liar and the father of it.
That's right.
Whatever those people have taken from you, God can make it up.
That's right. I know it's real. Come on now.
He can make it up.
Come on, brother.
He got all power. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof.
Amen.
The only way you ever going to get right is by giving it to Him.
Amen.
I can see it on some of you. You got a spirit of unforgiveness on you. Your face is all drawn up and in bitterness. And you're thinking about them people and it's just wearing you out.
Come on.
You don't have to carry that out of here today. You can bring it right down here to this altar and lay it down. Give and it'll be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken up, running over. Will men give into your bosom? It's not talking about money, just money there. It's talking about forgiveness and helping people and being charitable to them. You're supposed to do unto others as they've done unto you. As you would have them do unto you. Jesus did that for you. He looked down from that cross and said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Amen.
Ain't you supposed to be following Him?
Amen.
Ain't you supposed to be living through your life? It's time to come to a reckoning. Get it right. Get them powers off of you. Let that healing flow into you. God wants to heal you.
Amen.
He don't want you to be sick.